Hi! Here are 20 awesome hyperfacts that are verified and true. It was legal to mail children in the United States until 1913. This was known as expressage or parcel post, and parents would often send their children by train or boat to relatives who lived far away. In fact, there were even companies that specialized in shipping children. The practice came to an end in 1913 in response to a number of high-profile incidents in which children had been injured or killed. In 2013, the Medgar Evers College Preparatory School in Brooklyn was evacuated when 8 students were hospitalized and 2 received medical attention after experiencing nausea, headaches, and difficulty breathing. An investigation discovered that a group of 6th grade boys had been spraying excessive amounts of Axe body spray around their classroom. The boys were disciplined by the school, but no criminal charges were filed. Cuddling releases oxytocin, a hormone that is associated with bonding and attachment. When people cuddle frequently, their brains become accustomed to its increased levels. This can lead to dependency on cuddling, and people may experience withdrawal symptoms such as anxiety, restlessness, difficulty sleeping, irritability and depression when they are apart from their partner. The secret number authorizing U.S. presidents to launch nuclear missiles was 00000000 from 1960 to 1977. This number was known as the Biscuit Code, and it was used in conjunction with the nuclear football, a briefcase that contains the authentication codes and procedures necessary to launch a nuclear attack. The idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day is a marketing myth that was popularized by General Foods in the 1940s to promote the cereal, grape nuts. There is no scientific evidence to support this claim, and some studies have shown that skipping breakfast can actually be beneficial for weight loss. However, many people still believe that they need to eat breakfast in order to be healthy and productive. It is illegal to neuter dogs in Norway without a medical reason. The Animal Welfare Act prohibits the surgical removal of body parts from animals unless it is necessary for their health or welfare. This includes the removal of testicles in male dogs and ovaries in female dogs unless it is necessary to treat a medical condition such as testicular cancer, or to improve its quality of life, such as in the case of a dog that is aggressive towards other canines. Hiring strippers to perform at funerals was a common practice in rural China, particularly in the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. It was believed to bring good luck to the deceased and their family and honor the deceased's memory and celebrate their life. It was banned in 2006, but it continued in some areas until 2015, when the ban was fully enforced, and anyone caught would be fined. John Travolta is a commercial airline pilot. He has held a license since he was 22 years old and owns several planes, including a Boeing 707 that he keeps at his Florida home. Recently, he received his Boeing 737 pilot's license, qualifying him to fly these aircraft. Cockroaches are often described as being the living thing that will survive a nuclear war. However, there are a number of organisms that can withstand higher levels of radiation. These include flower beetles, which can withstand 100 times the radiation that would kill a human, tardigrades, also known as water bears, who can also survive in space, and Deinococcus radiodurans, a bacteria that is the most radiation-resistant organism known to science. Arachibutyrophobia is a rare phobia that is an intense fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of the mouth. The word comes from the Greek words arachi, peanut, butter, butter, and phobia, fear. 23.8% of Americans have either British or Irish ancestry. However, only the 8th president, Martin van Buren of Dutch descent, and 34th president, Dwight D. Eisenhower of German and Swiss descent, had no British or Irish ancestors. This means that only 2 out of 46 U.S. presidents, or 4.3%, have no British or Irish ancestry. It is also worth noting that Eisenhower's ancestry is somewhat disputed, as some sources claim that he also had Irish descendants. The U.S. Navy started using Xbox 360 controllers to operate the periscopes on their submarines in 2017. These are much cheaper than the old controllers, and they are also more intuitive for the crew to use. This has led to a big reduction in training time, from several hours to just a few minutes. A study published in the journal Archaeology in 2004 found that 4% of the sand on Omaha Beach, one of the 5 beaches where Allied forces landed in Normandy on D-Day, is made of shrapnel from the fighting. The shrapnel is made up of small, metal fragments of iron, copper, and lead that were created when shells and bombs exploded. Over time, they have been worn down into sand-sized particles by the action of the tides. The pleasant smell after rain is called petrichor. This is caused by a combination of geosmin, a chemical produced by bacteria that live in the soil, ozone, formed by the action of sunlight on oxygen, and oils released by plants after a dry period. When it rains after a dry spell, geosmin and ozone are released into the air. These compounds react with the plant oils to create an aroma which is often noticeable just before it rains when the air becomes more humid. Jet the Alsatian was one of the most successful search and rescue dogs during the London Blitz. He was born in Liverpool in 1939 and was first stationed in Northern Ireland, where he distinguished himself in anti-sabotage work, and in 1940, he was transferred to London to help with the rescue efforts during the Blitz. Every night he searched through the rubble of bombed buildings, and he quickly became known for his ability to find survivors. He is credited with saving about 150 people during the Blitz, including a young boy who was trapped under a collapsed building for 12 hours. Leonardo da Vinci was a master of his craft, and his work on the Mona Lisa is a testament to his skill and dedication. He worked on the painting for 15 years, and even at the time of his death, he still wasn't satisfied with it. The painting is of Lisa del Giocondo, who was the wife of a Florentine merchant and is said to capture incredible detail with a sense of mystery and intrigue. Ikea is the world's third largest user of wood in the world, after the China Forestry Group and the Nippon Paper Industries, using 19 million cubic meters of wood a year, which is equivalent to about 100,000 trees. It also sells 2 billion Swedish meatballs a year, which are a popular item on their menu, served with mashed potatoes, cream sauce, and lingonberry jam. Kavan the elephant had been living in captivity for 35 years in a Pakistani zoo. He was kept in a small, cramped enclosure and had no social interaction with other elephants. After his partner died in 2012, he became depressed and withdrawn. Cher, a longtime animal advocate, became aware of Kavan's plight and began to campaign for his release and succeeded in getting the Pakistani government to shut down the zoo and move Kavan to a sanctuary in Cambodia. Kavan arrived in 2020 and was immediately introduced to 2 female elephants, Mala and Surya. The 3 elephants quickly bonded and have been inseparable ever since. The rain of fish is a mysterious phenomenon that has been happening in the Honduran city of Yoro for centuries. It is said that during heavy thunderstorms, small silver carp fall from the sky onto the streets of the town. The fish are usually alive and unharmed, and they are often collected by the locals for food. It is thought that the fish are swept up in waterspouts or tornadoes and then carried high into the atmosphere. When the waterspouts or tornadoes dissipate, the fish fall to the ground. The mafia is Italy's biggest business, with an estimated annual turnover of 130 billion euros and profits approaching 70 billion euros, representing about 7% of Italy's GDP. The mafia's activities have a devastating impact on the economy, driving up the cost of living, discouraging investment, and creating an atmosphere of fear and intimidation. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to be updated when new videos are released, please subscribe, like and comment.